Would you know what I meant if I said, let animals be your guide? Come on, you. You can smell something in there. Come on. This is the reason why I ask. There's a card in here that when I first got this deck, it kind of baffled me a little bit. But now I definitely see what they mean. That card is this one. Number 13 from the Lost Oracle. Enchanted Unity. And it says, let animals be your guides. And like I said, when I first got this deck, I wasn't 100% sure what they meant. What do they mean by let animals be your guides? What can animals show us? How can they guide us? I've always been an animal lover, especially dogs. Dogs have a special part in my soul. And I've always known that there's been something that we can learn from animals. They display incredible amounts of respect. They follow their own initiative and move the way that they're feeling called. If we could let animals be our guides, let's take a dog for example. A dog will most of the time put their best interests at heart. If something is wrong, they will give themselves a rest. If they're excited and they need to burn a little bit of energy, they do their own little zoomies. When they're in their own little pack, they figure out the hierarchy. They find out who would be the best leader, who would be the best supporter, where do they need to be in the pack, what is their strengths, what are their weaknesses. And it's looking at their strengths like that we see what it is that we can learn. How does a dog express pain? How does a dog express grief? They don't withhold stuff. If you step on a dog's tail, the dog's going to turn around and let you know how it felt. But then after that, it's all good. They've expressed what they needed to express. They didn't hold that in. They didn't go, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. I'm just going to carry that pain. Instead, they let it out. They tell you what's what. And then once they've done that, and everything's fine, they can move on. And even in their own kind of hierarchy, they do the same thing. A quick telling off, that's all that's needed. But also following their own excitement. And I love that with this one. I've seen him chase things like squirrels and deer, the usual suspects. But other times I've seen him chase little tiny flies, just to follow a wandering butterfly that's on its own journey. To look down a path and just think, what's down there? I've seen him just wander off under his own curiosity. But I have also seen him have the opposite, the quiet days. The days where he's not quite himself, the days that he knows that he needs a rest. And he gives that to himself. He'll do something that brings him a little bit of comfort. Whether that's a nice cozy spot, maybe it's a cuddle. They will always do what is right by them. They don't hold back. They don't shy away from an opportunity. They just express. They do what needs to be done. So yeah, I think there's an awful lot we can learn from animals. I think we can let animals be our guides. And I'm curious whether you've seen any more lessons that were taught to you by the animals. How have you let an animal guide you? I'd love to know down in the comments. But thank you for joining me and for joining him on a nice little stroll where we prioritise what is right by us, where we chase our own fun and do what is right by us. So although that card stumped me when I first got it, it now teaches me a great lesson. What do you think about that? Are you ready? Are you ready? Whoa.